Okay. Ooh, okay. Let's see.
Hey guys.
Oh, these mics been on the whole time.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So this is the Truth Be Told with myself, T Baby, and Carmen the Libra here. Say hey, Carmen.
Hey.
You are listening to the Truth Be Told on KUAW as well as Texas 101 Jams. If you have a business or an event that you would like sponsor here on KUAW, make sure to send us an email at kuaw985@gmail.com. If you would like your music play here on Texas 101 Jams, make sure to send us the DM at Texas 101 Jams on Instagram. If you're listening to us via Periscope, Twitch, internet, however you may be listening to us and you'd like to watch us live, hop over to our Facebook page, that's KUAW Radio. Make sure to like and share that page with your family and friends so that you guys have access to all the great content that we have here on KUAW. I don't even know why I can't even see myself on this video, like it's not on.
Well,
Mr. Walker, am I on the video? Hey, yeah. Okay, maybe I'm not on the right video. Okay, well, I don't know. I can't see it like that, but hey, I don't know why. That's gonna bother me. Okay, so no, that's only 8. Okay.
strange.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know my technology me messing up, but I'm gonna have to keep going. Okay, so I can figure it out. Um, okay, so let me see. Now it kind of threw me
What's
off
today's
now.
topic, man?
Okay, hold on, wait. Did the Chiefs play? Yeah, the Chiefs play and won. And we got a bye in the first round of the playoffs. And we got home field advantage for the divisional championship game. Oh, we coming through. I think we on our way to Arizona this year. Did the Cowboys make it?
No, we lost it.
Oh,
Badly.
the
Like,
Cowboys
real bad to the Washington Commanders.
out to Washington.
Still there, but
Oh,
that was an embarrassing loss. It's like they didn't even practice last week.
she said it's like they didn't even practice. Um,
It's a little league football game.
well, they are still in the playoffs, so that's a good thing. Um, so yeah, so we're excited about that. Oh, and old boy woke up and he got released and on his way back to Buffalo. So I'm really excited about that. I know last week we asked send out some good thoughts and prayers for him. So I appreciate all those who did that because he is on his way back home. So that's good. Is that all I want to talk about football? I think so. So what I really want to talk about is on January 1st, there were several states over half. Let me see. Real quick, like I think it is over half of the United of the states in the United States now. I just want to make sure I'm giving the right number because we're gonna talk about this starting half of American states. So we're gonna say at least 25 of the 50 states. I don't know the exact number, but we get that at a later date. But at least have legally have a concealed gun in public without a gun license or training as long as you're not a felon. Let's talk about it. Now, listen, I'm all for the rights to bear arms when it comes to your home and protecting yourself and protecting your family. And, you know what I'm saying? Everything like that. Now you're talking about concealed guns in public without a gun license. So that means you haven't even been taught how to properly use a gun. And then no training, no guns license, no training. So
mental evaluations.
No, nothing. It's
Nothing.
like if you want a gun, you can have a gun. As long as you're not a felon, you can have a gun. And I just think that is okay. So, oh girl, let's talk about it. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all 2 examples that I have seen this week that we're gonna talk about individually of why this is not a good idea. So earlier in the week, what did we see? A teacher was shot by a 6-year-old.
Yep. 6-year-old student.
A 6-year-old student shot a teacher.
Yep.
Okay. And it's crazy because they're getting younger and younger. I feel like we were just talking about the 10-year-old that shot his mom.
Yep.
I feel like we were just talking about that.
We were.
And so now here we have a 6-year-old that has shot a teacher. So he brought the gun to school. Okay, he brought the gun to school. She was able to take other
students out, but
yeah, she was able to get the other students to safety, get the other students out to safety and everything. And I mean, she didn't die because they said the bullet went through her hand
and through her
and then through her chest. Yeah. So probably not like shoulder. Probably like right here somewhere.
I guess she was like this or something.
Yeah, because he tried to shoot her. Mm-hmm. And
probably trying to block her like heart, like her major.
And it went right through her hands. So I don't know if it really would have blocked it from anything. You know what I'm saying? But they're getting younger and younger. And then it's just like how you had brought up when we were talking about it that time. It's like, how did you even get access to this gun? Like you're to take it to school. That means you just have it in a home. So just think about all the parents now. And we thought these was responsible people that then took classes and training and all that kind of stuff to have these guns. So just imagine somebody that doesn't have any training, doesn't have any license. They don't really have no idea of gun safety. So they have all these guns. Now they can just buy. It ain't no limit on how many guns you can buy. So you can have all these guns. You don't have really, it doesn't take anything to buy it. And then you have it in these homes or whatever with these same children. I could only imagine that you running around playing with Nerf guns 24/7. And so then they get a problem or something at school and they taking real guns to school, like 6 years old. That's kindergarten. First grade. What
how did you get access to the gun? Why was like, how did the child get access to the gun? That lets us know that gun wasn't properly stored. If it was properly stored, it wasn't properly stored. There's no way it could have been properly stored. No way. Because how did he get it?
Right.
How did he get it?
And it's just like, we I don't understand it because now it's like you're giving more guns now to people and without any proper training. So this is a problem that's gonna get worse. Yep. This problem is not about to get better. Like this problem is about to get worse. And we thought like we needed gun control and things like that. But I don't really think we need gun control. But I think there should be a lot more emphasis on what it takes to actually get a gun, to get a gun or to own a gun, because no license, no training. All you got to be is not a felon. That's the only requirement. And I guess 18, like I don't even know the age limit. Like you could be 18. Is that does that depend on the state?
Maybe.
It might depend on the state.
Somebody answer the question. Do you have to be 18 to have a gun? Or does it depend on the state?
Right. So it's like, we don't know. I can just only imagine how this is about to go. And so yes, and then because you got to think about your children, you got to think about your children in school or whatever, and then kids bringing guns to schools. Like that was already a major concern before because of how often it was happening. And so now it's like it's going to be easier access, like over half the states in America. And it's like y'all really making these decisions to not have any type of no mental health evaluation. Right. It's like y'all egging on the mass shootings.
Right. They said that 18 in Texas, but 21 in most states.
Oh, so it depends on the state.
18 in Texas, Florida, Arizona, and Nevada. Makes sense.
Right. All the states. See what I'm saying? Like I think that age should be about 25.
Let's say that.
And their frontal cortex or whatever it's called is fully developed.
Yeah, like I definitely feel like that should be 20. You look so much like your mama right now. I'm just looking at you right there. But yeah, I'm thinking like you should always be like 25 to have to get a gun. Mm-hmm. There definitely should be some mental evaluation that is done. I also think there needs to be a racial lie detector test. I think you need a lie detector test to see if you're racist. I want to see if you racist or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the same thing it should be for police too, though. Right. But for real, like I definitely think it's 25. You definitely need a mental evaluation. You definitely should have to take some type of racial test or whatever to own a gun. And that's just what it is. Like I can't wait to turn president.
I need to know your
T-Baby for president 2024. Like it's just, you know, I just don't understand like who in what world does this make sense?
No world. And the teacher that I showed you on Instagram, she was mad. She's from the UK, and she was like, I would have never picked this country if it wasn't for my husband being in the military. She was like, in the UK, they have zero gun violent crime, like mass shootings. Like it's not. It happened once, and you know what happened? They nipped it in the bud, and it never happened again. It's like, what is the problem when we have like $1 billion a year? Like, I'm being facetious, but
yeah, I mean, but America has always been high when it comes to gun violence, period. Even with police officers, you know what I'm saying? And then just imagine how many more police officers are going to be like, he got a gun. Like, just because it's so easy to have a gun now. He has a gun. Like, that's going to, like, oh my God. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I was flabbergasted. Okay? I just can't believe that with all the things that's going on with the mass shootings, the school shootings. And so then I was watching a video, just the murders, deaths, and period. Then I was watching a video, a guy came in, because this is where the stuff be good, but this video was overkill. Right. And that's, you know what I'm talking about? The guy was trying to rob a diner. He came in a diner, had a gun. He was trying to rob everybody.
And I did see that.
And then the guy that was there, overkill. He shot that man like 9 times.
It was overkill.
And then walked up, shot him in the head, bang, bang, bang. Like he emptied the whole clip on that young man. It was overkill. But the police already said ain't nothing gonna happen to him. Right. He returned everybody money that the dude had in his pocket that he had took from everybody or whatever. And they said that he was that, you know, they wasn't gonna prosecute him or anything like that. It always makes me wonder, like, if it would have been the other way around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, if it was one of us that shot one of them, would they still be like,
all you have to do is wound them and all that?
Right. Would we still have the no? I mean, but with the gun laws that it is, it seems like it's much easier to get off with shooting somebody. Like, especially in Texas.
Yeah, because I mean, yesterday marks 2 years since Lavon's murder, and still no word, nothing. You know, only 40% of these crimes even get solved here. So less than 40%. So it's pretty.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm saying, but that's just like an unknown type thing too. Not even like unsolved. I'm saying just like getting off. You know what I'm saying? Like they know who shot. Like you, and they just get off. Yeah. Like stand my ground. Yeah. So it's so many different reasons in Texas that you can get off with shooting somebody. They was on my property. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, that's my day. You can't go to nobody's house and try to fight in Texas. They can legally shoot you. Yeah. You come up on their property. Ain't no pull up. No send no address. I don't care what nobody say. Ain't no punk. But at the end of the day, I'm not pulling up on your house. That's why, you know, you're not supposed to do that. The people we in this pull up air, like drop the Addy. And I'm not dropping nothing. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
You damn near, you dang near can't even, you can't even post where you're at while you're there. You have to like literally wait until after you've already left, just off of like, that's how crazy it is.
It really is.
It really is. I never post when I'm there. I always post after I've already left the place I was at.
I mean, but that's just, that's
like
just
a safety reason.
Yeah, it's like a precaution anyway, because shoot, even now they be trying to kidnap us. Yeah, they be looking for where it's at. They put napkins in gas pumps and stuff like that. That's why we ain't supposed to be pumping gas. Leave it to me.
To wear gloves.
Leave it to me to find a reason not to pump no gas. I can't put the gas, baby. They put napkins in the gas tank. They poison in the gas handles. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so Crown Bianca says, LOL, send 10 pizzas to their house if they drop the Addy, LOL.
They dropped the Addy, sent 10 pizzas to their house. But listen, I'm so above arguing with somebody I'm not even getting to that point with nobody. I don't even argue no more. Like, baby, I'm 35, about to be 36 this year. I don't got no reason to be arguing with nobody, especially if you ain't in my tax bracket. Like, that's just where I'm at. Like, it's grown woman status bossing around here. You ain't in my tax bracket. We ain't even got nothing to talk about. And if you are in my tax bracket, we ain't arguing about no stuff like that.
Everything don't need a reaction.
Straight up. So, so let's see. I got a little bit of time. I kind of wanted to go into a few of these. It was some they call them 15 uncomfortable truths about life.
Okay.
Let's talk about them. But we're not gonna go into all of them. But we're gonna hit a few of them. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I don't really agree with all of them. I mean, maybe to an extent we'll go over them. We can say whether we agree with it or not.
Right.
So long as we got time. So we got 15 minutes. We're gonna make it work.
Right. We got it.
Okay, so the first one is a salary is the drug your employer gives you to forget your dreams. Agree or disagree?
I don't think the employer is like, oh yeah, let me give them this salary so they'll forget what they want to do. I do think that a salary can make you forget your dreams because you get used to that, constant paycheck, and it's never enough. So you might as, you might as well try to do your dream while you can. Like whether you have the money or not. You know how you always see those people that say like, start the business, don't wait. Like it's never going to be the right time.
That's the next one. I kind of agree and disagree at the same time with that statement because one, I feel like everyone is not meant to be an entrepreneur.
True.
And some people's dream is to be head of a company and they might not have wanted to create that company, but they want to be a CFO or they want to be a, whatever it is, like that may have been their dream, So I'm not saying, I don't think everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur or can be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is not easy.
It's hard.
It's hard. Do you know how hard it is to have to work 24/7 instead of somebody telling you, oh, you can get this amount of money. You could just work 9 to 5 and then you can go home and just relax the rest of your day. You're an entrepreneur. You got to work 24/7.
Yep.
Ain't no relaxing. You relax, you missing out on money.
Yep.
Period.
So relax, you're not eating.
And I don't think everybody is cut for that.
Nope.
I don't think everybody is cut for that type of thing. So yeah. And so the second one is, if you continue to wait for the right time, you'll waste your entire life and nothing will happen. I absolutely agree with that.
I do too.
And the reason that is because there's never going to be a right time for anything. You can in your mind, you can always have that, I would want this to happen before I could do this, but then you're going to be continuing waiting. And I tell people all the time, why put off for tomorrow what you can do today? If nothing is stopping you from doing it, do it. Like, what are you waiting on?
Yeah, procrastination is really the killer of dreams.
Ain't it? Procrastination is definitely the killer of dreams.
Yep, discipline and dedication. It said the cost of living makes you put your dreams on the back burner.
I mean, not really though, because even as an entrepreneur, you're gonna work harder to make sure you can live the way that you want to live. At the end of the day, I know if I like to drive nice cars, I gotta make nice car money. If I want to live in big houses, I gotta make big house money and decisions. Like that's just what it is, So because a lot of people don't afford their life they can't afford their life on their salary. They ain't driving their dream car. They not living in a dream house. They living comfortably. They're living in what they can afford according to that salary. They're living in what they can afford to drive. Like they're not living in what they want to drive. But I'm just saying, if you continue to, you can't, there's never a right time for anything. There's no time but now. Like I said, we said about the truth be told, and I talk about things that change and things that cannot change. That's why I always tell people time is an illusion. Like it's a concept of something that's an illusion, because really, if you think about it, the only time that you have is what you see in front of your eyes. at that present moment. You can't do nothing about what you seen yesterday. You can't predict what you're going to see tomorrow until you get there. There's really no time but the present. The ideal that society has made us with this time and this clock and this day and this 24 hours and all this other kind of stuff or whatever really dilutes our mind into what it is that we do, because it makes us into that procrastination stage. It makes us go into that stage because we like, oh, I could do it tomorrow. Oh, I'm not ready to do this. Oh, I got to have this first. Oh, I got to do this first. And you never end up doing anything. So
next week.
Yeah. Even when you trust your close friends and family, let them know nothing about you. Oh, I want to know if you agree or disagree.
Okay, so again, that's one of those. Yeah, no, you got to kind of just know who you're dealing with. You got to know who your family is. You got to know who your friends are. I think that's where you have to have some type of like discernment when it comes to that. Now, I don't think you need to tell your family everything, but you know, if you want to tell them like, hey, I have this, and this, like, well, I don't know. It just depends. Again, you got to know who you're talking to and who you're dealing with.
Right. Well, I agree with it. I am very private when it comes to like just my life, like what I'm doing or what I'm up to. Now, don't get me wrong. It's certain things that I talk about that I feel like are common knowledge right. in a sense. But as far as like my dreams, my goals, what I'm working on, like stuff like that or whatever, it's like I tend to keep it to myself. But personally, I learned that just because you never know what people's intentions are for you.
Right.
And at the end of the day, like family hates on you the most sometimes, you know, like they be secretly jealous. Friends too, like people be secretly jealous. They act like they're happy for you. They're not really happy for you. They're preying on your downfall. And the way that I feel about the law of attraction and universal law, it's like the more people that you have in weighing in on what it is you're trying to manifest, the harder it's going to be to manifest, because you don't know what the other person is putting out there about your manifestation. It could be contradicting what you're putting out there. You're praying for happiness and they like, oh, I hope this girl don't never get a boyfriend. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? She don't know how to act when she got a boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? But you out here looking for your soulmate or looking for your husband or something like that. Yo, and your mama out here, she ain't never gonna get married. She ain't never gonna find a man type things. And we gotta understand words are powerful. So yeah. The next one says you'll lose 99% of your close friends if you start upgrading your life. That I do not agree with. What about you?
I do believe that you will outgrow some friends. I don't think that, you know, you'll lose them. I think you outgrow them. So they either want to grow with you or not. But I don't think it's true with every friend. Again, that's very...
Well, it says close friends. 99% of your close friends. I would think about how many close friends. That's why I said I don't agree with that.
I mean, if you're just talking about regular friends, but I don't think that like I would lose you and, you know, Azuri because I upgraded my life. If anything, y'all gonna be like, okay, cool. So
now the only way that I can say that I will agree with that is if you look at your friends and they're not. Like, you know how they're not doing anything. Yeah. So you know how you say you are the sum of the 5 people that you hang out with the most. So they say if you hang out with 5 broke people, you're gonna be, or 4 broke people, you're gonna be the 5th. If you hang out with 4 lazy people, you're gonna be the 5th. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're a sum of the 4 of the people that you're around the most. So if you start upgrading your life, I can see how it may make you lose, how you could lose some people that are close from you, close around to you. Because if I'm elevating who I am as a person, you're not really on my level to be that close of a friend to me. Now you could turn into a friend or associate. It's not saying that we won't be friends, but when you think about a close friend, then you know what I'm saying, that might change because I'm waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to the gym. I'm doing this. I'm getting work done. I'm getting money. And you laying around on the couch all day.
Yeah,
we're not gonna be the same.
We're no longer we're not equally yoked as friends
no more.
Because I feel like that equally yoked situation goes with friends too.
You don't read comments, but they said they talking to us, girl. I like your page. Your page be having all the comments.
So I don't be having nothing. G-Say says if you believe in the law of attraction, you have to agree. Let's not call it upgrading. Let's call it transition to different attraction. We don't call it upgrading, D-Say, because I can't. That's too long to say.
Association.
Association brings out a simulation. That's true. Once you have different attractions, you may or may not have different circles. Real friends don't go nowhere. Yeah, I mean that part I agree on, but
well, I don't know. I don't
know. That one is an iffy one. There's a gray area.
It is because you never know. You can have friends from childhood, and they can be real friends.
Right.
And if they turn into a bum,
right,
I'm not about to choose to just be friends with a bum because we got history.
Right.
No, that's not gonna work. So I don't know. It says okay. Dang, we on number 5. We got 5 minutes. Okay.
Come back to it after the break, but
I know it's gonna mess up my other topic. I know we're gonna have to do it for a little while though. I ain't got enough time on here. Okay, so what did it say? You can read it because I'm
okay. It says number 5, you'll be 10 times happier if you forgive your parents and stop blaming them for your problems. I agree.
I agree. I definitely think
you have to grow up one day. Like regardless of what your parents did, you have to remember that they're human too. They make mistakes, they're flawed. You can't, if you know that they're flawed, that means you now know better. So if you know better, you do better, and just forgive, because forgiveness is for you. It's not for the other person. So
and I definitely think it's a healing. Like you know, holding on to childhood trauma when you're unable to forgive your parents for things that they did, or blaming them for how you are today. Like at the end of the day, when you get over, I ain't gonna say 21, but when you get over like 25, you can't blame your parents for no situation that you are in, because at 25, you should be definitely responsible enough to have accountability for your own situations. Like it's not your mom's fault that you don't have a car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not your mom's fault that it's any of that. At that point, you need to heal yourself, and that's what we call healing childhood trauma. So definitely agree with that. Train yourself to let people win arguments on purpose to conserve your mental health.
Yep.
Agree.
I've been about that for some months now. Like we said, we don't argue anymore. Everything doesn't need a reaction. I am cool on it. If you think the sky is green, cool. It's green. They're talking about the last one. You have to communicate about it to gain understanding. That was about the parents, and taking accountability and control of your life is key.
I don't know about do you have to communicate about though
with your parents?
Like, do you have to talk about it? Like, I ain't never talked to my mama about the abuse that I suffered as a child.
I think that in order to, if you don't want to talk about it with them and you want to forgive, that's,
I forgave her without talking about it. I didn't need to talk about it.
But I do think that sometimes it should, well, depending. Honestly, everybody has their own process. Me personally, I talk about everything with my mom if I'm hurt or stuff from my childhood that I didn't agree with. All of that. And yes, that is where therapy comes in. And again, I am a big advocate of therapy, talk space.
She said, no, I'm telling people they dumb.
This is my friend since like, I don't even know, like I think Stovall days, middle school. That girl is hilarious. Me and bring her in here. She's funny.
But I definitely don't argue with a fool. Like, cause it say, why argue with a clown? All you gotta do is stop going to the circus, or stop while you're entertaining a clown. All you gotta do is stop going to the circus. See, a clown's job is to clown. A fool's job is to be a fool. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at some point, I'm gonna stop entertaining you.
I like that. Bianca says, you can talk, but accept that they might not receive it how you thought they needed them to.
Exactly.
So yeah,
exactly. Because that be the problem with talking. You think talking is gonna make men something, and they gonna be like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and all this other kind of stuff. And then when they don't react the way you want them to react, you are disappointed, and now you got more trauma. You know. Right. So let's see. Okay, we can get one more in. It says you become more mature when you train yourself to take nothing personally. This is one of the hardest things as an adult, to not take something personal. I agree with this. It is very hard to do.
It's very hard to do. It's also, and that comes in with being able to control your emotions and your reactions, it's a lot. Things, and some things are triggering. Some things are triggering. Like if somebody was to call me like, I don't know, but some stuff is just triggering. I can't even think of nothing.
Right. Okay, but we gotta take a break. I ask that you guys bear with us these about 90 seconds. Professor Smooth Jazz, is Mr. Walker in there? Or are you sending me a break? I'm sorry, y'all. Hello, can y'all hear me in here? Because I won't take one. Oh, he right there. Okay. Yeah, we gotta take a break real quick. Let us get our sponsorships out the way. Again, and yeah, we'll be right back.
But we still on live.
We still on live, so I'm gonna turn this off.
Discuss with my therapist.
Okay. All of them. I'm not disclosing
all my traumas, but I'm not gonna really disclose my traumas.
Okay, and we are back again. I appreciate you guys for taking the time to let us get our bills paid. If you got a business or an event that you'd like sponsor here on KUAW Radio or Texas 101 Jams, make sure to send us an email at KUAW Radio No, KUAW985@gmail.com.
There we go.
And Texas 101 Jams on Instagram. You can hit us in the DM.
Down in the DM.
Hey, I'm so proud of you, Daddy.
He manifested Angela Simmons. See, that's what manifestation can. It might not happen overnight. It might take a few years, but
it might not happen.
Oh, she said in this live, what do we discuss? I mean, all kinds of things, like all kinds of traumas, relationship traumas, childhood traumas.
So right now we're gonna finish talking about. So do you want to finish this?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna finish these uncomfortable truths about life. We still got about 8. half more to go, right. And then hopefully, if we can finish them, then we're gonna get into the yin and the yang of the female perspective when it goes to dating, which we probably not gonna have to get into it, and I'm gonna have to go into probably something else, but we'll see. So okay, by the age of 30, your inner circle should be more focused on making money, building their body, and starting a family. Agree or disagree?
I don't agree. I think everybody has their own like journey. I don't think you could put an age on stuff. You know, I just feel like I think that's what's wrong with things now, and why people are in these like frenzies are thinking like, again, time is an illusion, right? Right. So why by 30 do I have to be thinking about this? What if I worked hard in my 20s and now in my 30s I want to party? Like I don't agree with that. Okay. I think everybody needs to have their own, like it's not a race. It's a marathon. Like do your thing. Like
I definitely agree with what you're saying. Well, as far as the, how you're living your life and everything like that.
Maybe that should be your mindset, but like it doesn't have to be going on right now. Like you should have a mature, I guess you should have a more mature mindset by the age of 30.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to be like right now. Well, I'm not 30, I'm 35 now, but even at 30, I think I was above the people that just wanted to club or, like, yeah, we go out and we have fun, but we do that because that's what we like to do, but it's not a priority. Like we're not going out 3 days, 4 days every weekend and then not having no money eating noodles during the week. Right. Like we weren't doing that. Like we're not doing that. We have evolved to the point where like if we ain't got a section in a bottle, we probably not there. We don't even go to general mission anymore with these lines and things like that or whatever. We're not those type of clubbers. Exactly. So I think I did evolve. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah. You can't sit with us. But I do think that, and then I don't want people that like, I'm not about to have friends that just sit around and talk about other people. Like we need to be talking about building businesses or what we're doing in our lives, our children's type of activities, like our husbands, stuff like that. Like we're not about to be sitting around talking about people. So I do kind of agree with that, because we cannot have we cannot have, I'm gonna end my live anyway because ain't nobody on it. But you cannot have
Taki mushrooms.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. But so okay, go ahead. Read the next one. I gotta do it.
You're fine. Number 9 is you don't need 100 self-help books. All you need is action plus self-discipline. Agree or disagree?
I agree with that.
I agree as well.
Yeah, because you can read all the books in the world, but if you ain't got no action behind it, you're not going to be doing nothing but just reading books.
Right, because y'all love to read the 48 Laws of Power and The Secret and all of that. Y'all not doing none of that work.
ain't applying it to life.
Love to read Think Like a Man. Love to read He's Just Not That Into You. Love to read all of that. Artists, and y'all not putting none of that into work.
So it's
gotta have action.
Yeah, you definitely got to say. I think somebody had said that earlier too, about the on there when I was talking about action and discipline and things like that, because that's really what it comes down to.
It really does.
I'm sorry, I'm working, y'all.
Y'all can tell me on the live what you think.
Yeah, I'm working, y'all. Now, see that
number 10.
Shameless plug.
Right. Go ahead. No, do your shameless plug. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know I'm a financial wealth consultant or whatever. I have a live going on at 7 that starts at 7 right after this show. I'm supposed to send out invites at 6:30. So I'm in the middle of my show sending out invites.
All right. Number 10, skills and financial education will make you win over 97% of college graduates. I agree with that. Reasons being is because I'm seeing so many people that did not go to college, like way more than people that went to college. Not to mention the market, like the job market right now. What they require, I was saying the job market before somebody called and rudely interrupted my live. In the job market right now, I want somebody, and it'll say master's degree required, $18 an hour. Who are you getting to do this? That call messed up my life, and he's such a bugaboo. Like, I don't like you. I don't.
Okay, and so it says skills in financial education will make you win over 97% of college graduates. Yeah, I definitely believe that. Shoot, I just because financial education, period, is gonna and life skills and experiences that you experience is not something that you can get in a lot of schools or college higher learning. They don't even teach you those things. They're not even teaching you financial literacy. They're not even teaching you like most of the things that you really need to know to be able to win. I know, to be able to win or to be able to really be successful and grow in the areas that you need to grow in. So especially when it comes to family. I mean, you know how I feel about financial literacy, period. So it definitely, it's crazy that I start talking about work and then that's the one that was it.
And that's the next one. Yeah. All right, so let's go. Number 11. You can't expect honesty from people who lie to themselves.
Agree.
Wanna know why? They can't even keep it real with themselves. How they gonna keep it real with you?
Right.
That's just yeah. No, I agree on that one wholeheartedly.
Yeah. I mean, how easy is it to lie to yourself? Because do you think people that lie to themselves understand that they're lying to themselves?
They might just be delusional. I do think people know that they're lying to themselves. I think that's why when they hear the truth, they get so upset. I think people know they're lying to themselves. They know. That's why and especially when they always have to announce it, like, "Ooh, I'm this or I'm that. I got this or I got that." Like you're lying to yourself. Like you're lying to yourself, and you know it. That's why you announce it so much.
Okay. People.
It's easy when you're delusional.
It's easy when you're delusional. What, to lie to yourself?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like delusional might be like a mental illness. So then you get into the thing of like, do someone really know that they're lying to themselves, or do they really believe their own lies?
I think with being delusional though is that you think you really think that about you. That's what delusion is. When you're lying to yourself, you know that this is not true. You know that you are not this. And
you're just acting like it.
Yeah, you're just acting like it.
So it's like, okay, so fake it till you make it. Is that lying to yourself?
I don't think that's lying to yourself. I think that that's manifesting. You're saying like, hey, I'm wealthy, I'm rich, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have that. That's manifesting that. That's giving yourself that push, that to go and actually get that.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think that's lying to yourself. I think lying to yourself is, you're not going to do these things. You're not this, but you keep saying that you are.
Right. Okay. And so then it says people are stuck in toxic relationships because they're afraid to be alone.
That's all facts. That's all facts. And
big facts.
Big facts.
Big facts.
Oh, that's a good point. People get lost in the sauce and need validation. They lie to themselves.
But yes, I definitely think people stay in toxic relationships because they're afraid to be alone. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people hold on to friendships because they're afraid to be alone. Yeah. I feel like family members, we hold on to toxic family member, any type of toxic relationship just because the fear of being alone. Right.
Or hurting someone.
And it's really crazy, like people that I'm a Scorpio, so I really sometimes don't even be understanding how people don't like to be alone until I started living on my own, because when I thought about it, I really did not live on my own. I always either let someone move in with me or I had like a live-in roommate or something like that. Not because I needed it, but because I didn't like being alone.
You didn't like being by yourself.
Yeah, I didn't like being by myself. And even today, I still think sometimes sitting in my apartment like, dang, ain't nobody here.
Right. That's why I call you and we just be on the phone doing nothing. Just the company.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not necessarily the type, like I love my alone time.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, but I just don't want it all the time.
Right. I want it all the time.
I want it.
But I'm not staying with no one that constantly hurts me just to have someone.
Yeah.
you know, and that's what I think this is more so is talking about, because some people just put up with things that they know brings them lower vibrating frequencies or whatever, and they just hold on to it just because they like the ideal of having someone. They like the ideal to say that, oh, I have a boyfriend or I have a husband. You know, you marry people that you don't want to really marry because you want a marriage type thing.
Social media too.
Yeah, social media, you want to look a certain way in the public's eye, like all type of things like that. So I definitely agree with that. How did it skip?
Yeah, okay.
It skipped 14 and 13.
No, it did. Well, I guess we're skipping ahead to number 15 like iPhone did.
Right.
Train yourself to take nothing personally and save yourself from 99.99% of mental problems.
And I feel like that's the second time.
Repeat. Yeah, that's a repeat.
That's the second time that they had said that. So maybe we could need to invest in on that, because that is kind of where we left off at. Because that's, like I said, one of the hardest things to not take something personal. Like, for instance, I'm gonna give you a small example or whatever. For instance, somebody is not. This used to be me for real. Somebody don't text me back fast enough. They don't like me. It's my first thought, especially when it comes to men or something. Yeah, it's like, they don't like me for real. You know what I'm saying?
Not thinking like, hey, maybe they're busy.
Maybe they're busy. Maybe they lost their phone. Maybe they just need some me time. Like, it's automatically personal. Somebody do something to you, be like, I must didn't look good today.
Yeah, because he didn't even say hire me today.
Yeah, like he didn't get no hug today. So I must not, like, it's personal, you know? Or somebody snap instead of, like, now when I'm practicing, like, not taking stuff personal, like now I'm more so trying to evaluate what type of mood is that person in.
Right.
You know, what did that person go through today? Because it's not me. You don't have an attitude with me.
Yeah.
Because I ain't do nothing to you. You just got an attitude because, and let me just respect you to have your space and let you do that. And I feel like that's why it says about 99% mental problems, because when we get into those insecurities, like, what did I do? Why me? Woe me? Like, you know, type of things like that. Then it started feeding into insecurities, and it started lowering our vibrations and bringing us down. And with things that we shouldn't have to do, and we get into depression, especially over relationships. Rejection. Do you know how hard it is to not take rejection personally?
Very hard, because I feel like depending on the type of rejection, it can be personal.
Yeah, I mean, but it says take nothing personal. That's they lost, not yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a strong mentality to take nothing personal, even if you think it may be personal. You got to train your mind to not take it personal, because when you take it personal, you're harming your own self. You're harming your own frequency, your own feelings, your thing. Because they not thinking about whatever they did. They already did it.
Right.
They not thinking about it no more. They not dwelling on it no more. And I, you know, this is normally our relationship part of whatever. So I'm thinking of rejection, because I know for me, I had a fear of rejection.
Yeah.
It's certain things, certain people I wouldn't even try to talk to or anything, just because if they tell me no, like, who tells me no? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just,
a lot of people deal with the spirit of rejection that creates insecurities and self-doubt.
Yeah. When you take it personally, it's always going to create self-doubt. It's always going to create those insecurities when you, because it's a why me? What did I do? What did I have?
Why ain't I good enough?
Why wasn't I good enough? You know what I'm saying? And especially if it's something that you feel like you really, really wanted. And you know,
and they're the problem.
Like, bro, you fumble God's blessing. Like, and then also too, another thing that I like is, like, we got to understand that rejection is sometimes God's protection. Because you don't know what you're being protected from.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you think you so in love with this dude, and you want him so bad. You know what I'm saying? And then you get him, and the next thing you know, boop, 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 he beating you up every week. Every week. Every day, every time he get drunk, he an alcoholic. He want to smack you. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't force, or he a cheater. He want to break your heart. He want to throw off your pH balance.
Right.
Like,
give you stuff.
Give you diseases. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know what you are being protected from.
Right.
So when we don't take it personal, you know, it probably will make your life, like they said, 99% better. If you think about right now, all the things that you take personal, all the things that you have took personal within the last 10 days. What happened?
So I hope we might like to knock heads between the stove and the refrigerator.
For real, you protected. God protected you because you didn't see that. You was caught up in the infatuation.
He was so cute.
It wasn't even love. It'd be infatuation. Yeah, like you was just so infatuated. So you know, you was just caught up in the infatuation of the whole thing, and you couldn't even see clearly because what they call them, love goggles.
Love goggles.
Yeah, like you couldn't even see clearly. You could only see what you wanted to see. You know,
he takes you back fast. He loves you.
Yeah, no, he could be a serial killer planning on kidnapping you. Never your parents, family, and friends never see you again. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just never know. But it's like even going to a club, right? Mm-hmm. You got say you had plans with your friends or whatever. Go to the club. You didn't got dressed, did your makeup, everything. Next thing you know, they call like, girl, I ain't going. You know what I'm saying? Or I ain't coming to get you or something like that. And now you like, so now you got an attitude with me. You got a problem with me, something like that. Love bombing. Oh my God.
Love bombing.
Yes. Like you got a problem with me. You think it's something personal. Like, oh, they don't like me no more. Da, 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 da. And that club could have got shot up later that evening. You know what I'm saying? Like you just never know what you are being protected from. That's why I tell people I ain't never late. They be like, oh, you late everywhere you go. I'm not never late. I get there when God tell me when I was supposed to get there. I don't know.
Sometimes
I was probably saved by accident that if I would have left my house 2 minutes earlier, I would have been in a yeah, like you don't know. Like time is an illusion. I'm never late. Like this is the time. This is when I got there. It's the time God decided for me to be there, and that's just what it is. I used to tell my boss that
I'm not late. You expected me at a certain time, and expectations. I didn't meet your expectations,
and that's all it was. What, you gonna fire me? Like I never got fired for being late, and I'm telling you, I'm always late. Even when I try to be on time, I ain't on time. Shoot, my mama used to tell me, "You gonna be late to your own funeral." Like, girl, I don't know. I might. Shoot, who knows?
My new excuse when I'm late. Time is an illusion. Come up here. You want to come up here next week?
That is crazy. We do guest hosts, so you're always welcome to come up here. Just shoot us a DM if you know. And if you got a certain topic that you want to cover that week, you can let us know that too.
Right.
And we'll do a show around it. I'm always with it. Trust and believe I'm with it. We got plenty of seats up here at the radio station.
It's a good 8 of them.
But definitely, you always understand this. So if you guys ain't take nothing away from what we talked about today, I just hope that you guys get to understand. Don't take nothing personal. Work on it, because I know it's easier said than done. So work on it. Just evaluate, like I said, evaluate these last couple of, because we in the last week of like Mercury retrograde. So it's a good time to even be evaluating these type of things or whatever. But look back in your life and note and some things that you feel like you took personally over the last 2 weeks or whatever. And then just so you can go into these next 2 weeks just consciously. See, that's the thing. Most of the time we are subconsciously moving on autopilot. And so when you start knowing yourself and you start becoming more aware of your mind, you have to start using your more conscious mind. You have to consciously start controlling your thoughts. You have to consciously have a decision on what you're speaking and what's coming out of your mouth and all kinds of things like that. So make conscious decisions. Take nothing personal. Do you got any last words before we close out?
No.
All right.
Well, be intentional.
Be intentional. All right. Yeah. Yes. Well, like I said, we here every Tuesday, 6 p.m. KUAW, Texas 101 Jams. So real quick, the Holy Covenant AGA Nation You are the children of one father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother have given you suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house. And when you separate in the world, remember the relation that bondeth you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brothers in adversity, assist him. If thy sisters in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy Father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. Peace. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed it.